These homeowners already were struggling with an insurance crisis. So we spoke to one woman who said their parents' insurance was canceled a couple of months ago when the insurance company decided to leave the state.
And these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance.
All right, Rebecca, break down what some of these major insurance companies have done in the past few years.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is the story you just heard there from Lynn is a very common one because a number of insurers are declining to renew any kind of insurance. In fact, between 2020 and 2021, 2.8 million policies in California were declined to renew. So Lynn says that the insurance her parents had for 70 years was dropped because their area was designated a fire zone. That is the common story. I hear it all the time from so many California homeowners. They are struggling to find a company willing to insure their properties. At least 10 major insurers have either left or reduced coverage in California in the last 4 years. And during that time, the number of homeowners signing up for California's Insurer of Last Resort has doubled. Now, I want to say that the good news here, the woman that you just saw there, Lynn, her home was spared. In fact, there were 5 other homes right across the street completely burned down, but thank goodness for her and her family, that home, which her parents lost insurance on, spared.
But in the future, I mean, you can imagine these insurance companies are going to be much less willing to issue policies, and that's going to put a real strain on that state backstop.
That's right. It puts a real strain on the state backstop because the state backstop is funded by the insurers themselves. Right now, the estimates for the insured losses here are in excess of $20 billion in insured losses. That means the cost of just improving that community going forward is going to be exorbitant. And on top of that, natural disasters are more and more common, and more of these businesses, these insurers, are pulling out. So you see both the cost going up and the availability going down.
Yeah, but California isn't the only state that's facing weather challenges like this, or catastrophes. Is it going to change the insurance game as a whole around the country?
The short answer is maybe. I would say that the longer answer, and I talked to a lot of analysts about this, is yes. It is changing. It's making it more expensive. You look at a place like Florida, which has dealt with its own issues of hurricanes. Policyholders there, they now pay nearly 5 times the national average because of what they're facing. There are certain places that have less climate issues, fewer issues, but overall the pie, even though this is, by the way, a state issue, insurers decide what to do on a state-by-state basis, overall it's becoming more and more difficult. And I just want to say to people who are dealing with fire losses, because I've talked to people over the years who have dealt with this, the best advice they have said they got was to hire a public adjuster to help them get the very best settlement with their insurance company. So something to consider in this moment for those families going through so much.
Yeah, every piece of advice that could help helps.
Yeah.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much for that.